Hello and welcome to my first video blog for 2015. A happy new year to all of my Client for Life investors. I'd first like to start by saying that I really hope you all had a great Christmas and a good break. I know that I came back to work this Monday and I sort of didn't know what hit me, but my team is all back on deck on the 12th of January, and as you can probably tell by what's happening with the radios, we're running a whole round of seminars. We're on AWSCN and Smooth for the month of January, and we're doing about 7 seminars. In fact, we're trying something new. We're doing breakfast briefings in the city. I think they start around 7:30 in the morning. We thought we'd try that to try and get the executive market who are on their way to work. So please, 1 in 4 of our clients these days are referrals. So please don't hesitate to send a little note to someone, a family or friend member. Who is the person that you think is the most likely to buy an investment property next, and send it to them, because one of the most important things about buying property is doing your research. And we find a lot of people that come to our seminars, they've gone to 3, 4, 5 different seminars, and what they're really trying to do is find out who they want to work with, who they like, and who they think they can trust. And as you know, we have a great success record with conversions and our program. So enough of the plug. Highlights for 2014. Well, let's start with suburbs. Everyone likes to know where the hotspots are, and as you know, I'm not a big fan of hotspots. I tend to think that hotspots are often really another suburb doing a catch-up or an adjustment, and we've had many examples of that last year. But I noticed if you go onto the Real Estate Institute of Victoria's website, they've listed the top performing suburbs, and I have to say, I thought most of them were catch-up suburbs, probably with the exception of Ultimo in Sydney. I love Ultimo. Ultimo's a really trendy, it's got the X factor happening, and 1-bedroom apartments outperformed every other category in that area. And there was another, Box Hill. I don't think Box Hill is a catch-up suburb. I think it's a leading suburb out in the burbs here in Melbourne. So, but I felt every other suburb there was really just adjusting themselves to medium and alongside their neighbouring suburbs. So, but record auctions. Here's one for Melbourne. We absolutely set a stunning new record. We actually had 40,000 auctions last year. And the previous record was set in 2010 of 34,800 auctions. So we absolutely blew it out of the water. And look, I think auctions are good for the residential market. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. And we've had a hot market, and it's a great way. It's a 5-week strategy. Get your property on rolling, auction at week 5, and what a great result for a family. You can take the sign down after 6 weeks and go back to getting on with your lives, packing up and moving to your new property. So in the investor market, we rarely buy through auction. It's quite the opposite for us. We don't often want to be out there putting our hand up competing with the open market. We prefer to have off-market properties where we're not under that sort of pressure. I love nothing more than looking at a plan, looking at a price list, doing a drive-by, talking to the architects, looking at fixtures and fittings, and making my selection. So, and my heart always goes out to my clients that are buying, changing over their primary place of residence and are fronting up for an auction. But I wrote a fabulous article some time ago about, it's called Jumping Over Round Numbers. You'll find it on my website. If you are heading down the path of having to put your hand up an auction, make sure you read my article first, because it's got some fantastic tidbits in there for you. So moving along with some more market information, I actually found it really hard to get accurate reporting of how last quarter finished, so I'll have that for the next video blog for you. And in the meantime, I just really wanted to have a January heart-to-heart chat with you all. For those of you who are in our program, who are onto their 2nd and 3rd property, you're well underway to getting your portfolio together. For those of you who haven't started, what is the most important thing in getting started with an investment portfolio? And I don't think it matters if it's property, shares, and managed funds. The most important thing is to be investing. And I really think the most important thing is to admit it to yourself. that you're not just going to be able to do it on paying off your own home alone and saving money in the bank. The rate of capital gains from property shares, yes, it is a long-term strategy, and yes, it is extra work, but you know, I've always taken the view that my property portfolio, managing it's like a part-time job. You know, we all know I work 40, 60 hours at solid every week, but yep, I do dedicate time each week to manage my investments as well, and I think it's prudent. If you are more than 6 months, 8 months late with your tax returns, if you don't have an investment portfolio yet, perhaps it's time to have a bit of a look at how you are managing your finances, and I'd be only too happy to help you. Most people that come to me, I would say 60% of the people that come and meet me in my office actually don't believe that they're in a position to buy an investment property. Of that 60%, I would say 85% leave with a plan and buy a property within 12 months. So come and be one of those people and get started. Now, just the final closing message is the old budget. I don't know about you, but I felt a bit sick with the amount of money I spent over Christmas, and yeah, it's back to budgeting time, certainly for me. You know, I try to live my life by a budget, and when I blow out, like I do occasionally, we all do, I like to get back to the basics. So for those of you who are in my program, coming and having a tweak of your budget is free of charge. For those of you who aren't in my program yet, I charge $500 to work with me. For that, you'll have a budget, you'll have an investment strategy, you'll know how much you can afford, how much you can service, and how much we can leverage and negative gear. So I'll close off now by saying a very happy new year to you all. If anyone would like any information, book another tweak to the budget, or become a brand new client, please give us a call on 9500 8000. We'd be only too happy to work with you. Thank you so much. Goodbye.